It was May of 1972, and every member of the Call family was packed into the wood-paneled station wagon, and we're heading north on Route 3 from our house in Norwell, Massachusetts, up towards Boston. And Dad's driving, of course, and Mom's got shotgun. My two sisters are in the back seat, and my two brothers are in the way back seat, the one that faces backwards. And because I'm the youngest, I'm in between the two back seats in the storage compartment. But it's okay. It's okay, because I'm happy and I'm excited for two reasons. First, I am 1 week away from my 5-year-old birthday. And this is a big deal for me because this is the year that I actually get to go to first grade. Second reason we're all excited is because we're on our way to the airport, and we're going there to pick up Louisa. Now, Louisa was one of my mother's oldest and dearest childhood friends, and she is flying all the way from Germany to come stay with us for 2 weeks. And so the drive to the airport feels like it takes forever, but in reality it's about 20 minutes before you head into the Callahan Tunnel, which takes you underneath Boston Harbor, and you emerge at Logan International Airport, and we were right on time, which, thanks to my dad, was 3.5 hours before the flight. But it was perfect because we never went to the airport, and so this gave us plenty of time to really explore the place. And this was before underwear bombers and the TSA, so you could go anywhere in the airport, and so we rode every escalator, up and down, backwards, forwards, and we ran from gate to gate, waving out the window at every plane that arrived or left. And in the terminal, where they have those slick tile floors, we took off our shoes and we slid for hours. It was awesome. And the whole time I'm trying to imagine, what does an international traveler look like? And I imagine she's tall and exotic looking, and she's got dozens of pieces of luggage, and that she'll want nothing more than to sit around all day and tell us stories of adventure. And so when Louisa arrived, she was short and average looking, and she had sensible shoes and one piece of luggage, and she spoke not a word of English. So you can imagine that her stay with us was somewhat forgettable. But what I remembered most vividly about her visit was that while she was with us, Louisa was the center of attention. And what that meant was that while Louisa was with us, I was not the center of attention. And as every day went by, closer and closer to my 5th birthday, nobody asked me what kind of cake I wanted, and nobody teased me about how many gifts I was going to get. And I was convinced that everybody had forgotten my 5th birthday. So I did the only thing that I knew to do, which is I became a brat. And I complained about every one of my 4-year-old problems to anyone who would listen. And ironically enough, that was normally Louisa. And she would nod and smile at me as I complained to her face that I had to share a bedroom with my 2 brothers because she was staying with us. And she got this expression on her face that was instantly sort of kind and patient and understanding, and it spoke volumes, something like, "Oh, you poor dear. Did I ever tell you that when I was 5, from my bedroom, I had a perfect view of World War II?" So, mercifully, my 5th birthday did arrive, and there was presents and cakes and balloons, and I tore through the presents, and when all the presents were done, Louisa did something that I wasn't really expecting. She stood up quietly from her chair and silently left the room and returned a minute later carrying a gift about the size of a shoebox. And of course, I tore into it immediately, and I found a model of a yellow Volkswagen van. Die-cast metal, rubber wheels, doors that actually opened, steering wheel that worked. And from the markings on the box, I could tell that Louisa had carried this all the way from Germany. And it was big enough that I knew that it took up half of her suitcase. And I stood there, and I had that van in my hands, and I felt instantly important again. Now, truth be told, about a week after she left, I'm sure I broke that van or lost it or both, just like every other gift that I got. And honestly, I have a terrible memory, so there's no reason I should remember a gift that I got 43 years ago. But I know now that in addition to making me feel important, that gift also reminded me what a complete 5-year-old asshole I was. And it wasn't until years after that, when I was myself a father, that I began to forgive myself for being that 5-year-old asshole, because I know I became an expert in the 5-year-old brain, which, when faced with a situation like that, a birthday that doesn't go exactly the way you want it, or frankly anything that doesn't go exactly the way you want it, it has no choice but to turn you into an asshole. But you outgrow that. You learn to control that. But as an expert of the 5-year-old brain, I also know that there's another part of the brain which I hope I never learn to control. And it's that part that, when faced with a slick tile floor, insists that you take off your damn shoes and go for a slide. Thank you.